What does Heurige, Bushel, Riesling, Traminer and Gemischter Satz have in common?
Come behind the label with us to find out. We're going to Vienna, a premium wine region of Austria.
Servus and herzlichen Willkommen to Wine Dine TV. I am Judith.
And I'm Karina. And today we're going to have 5 wines from the capital city of Austria. Starting with something light and refreshing and bubbly, and working our way down into all the different white wines. Well, not all of them, but several.
And this wine region is very unique because Vienna is the only capital city where the appellations and vineyards are within the city limit. Do you know what Gemischter Satz is?
It's a mixing of a bunch of different varieties together.
Yes, that's about it. But to understand better, let me show you something. Take this beautiful single rose as a one varietal, like a Riesling for example. And it's beautiful, lively, and the winemaker can make the terroir shine. And then, and also smell, and then take a whole bouquet of beautiful roses, and each represent a different varietal. Chardonnay, Traminer, Riesling, and they are creating the Gemischte Satz like that. It's not a blend both singularly fermented, it's gonna be fermented all together.
And didn't it start like when the economy was having tough times? So they didn't really know which variety is gonna take off.
Survive.
Yeah,
that's correct. After the First World War, when economy was, as you said, really hard hit in Vienna, the farmers were worried if they put one single varietal and the frost coming. Absolutely. So they came up with a marvelous idea to continue the tradition of the Gemischter Satz.
And it seems to have like a revival now, actually. It's gotten a lot more popular in recent times and more refined also, I think.
The new generation of the Wiener winemakers or Viennese winemakers, they really bring the winemaking to a whole new level. They take the tradition of hundreds of years tradition and they put their techniques and new
methods. They've gone abroad and studied in different regions, so they've brought back a lot of knowledge. And they're trying all these innovative techniques, but they're still keeping an eye on nature and tradition.
Absolutely, and they created wines with tradition, but looking into a future. So I'm really excited about this selection. And we couldn't talk about Wines of Austria today if it wouldn't be for 2 handsome young men who were born in Vienna and currently living in New York, and they wanted you to enjoy their beloved varietals.
Paul Darcy
and Carlo Huber, and a portfolio with several hip new winemakers to really enjoy what Vienna has to offer. So what are we starting today, Karina?
Well, we have a nice selection of white wines today, and we're starting with a bubbly, a sparkling Gemischter Satz.
That's great. So let's start with Zahel Gemischter Satz. In 2006, 4 vintners started a brand new movement. One of them was Richard Zahel,
Michael Edelmoser, and Reinhard Christ.
And also Fritz Weninger. They started the movement Wien Wein Winzer, which means?
It means Vienna Wine Vintners. And say that 7 times quickly.
Right.
They want to bring a new quality standard to the wines and bring it forth on the international scene. So they're making like more mineral Rieslings, they're focusing on Gemischte Satz, they're trying to bring out all the characteristics of the wines. And the varietal Gemischter Satz is actually the Slow Food Arc of Taste Award winner because it's going back and preserving the heritage.
We are so delighted today to be able to taste it and bring it to you. So let's start with our bubbly from Richard and Alfred Zahel. The vineyards are actually in the oldest vineyards area or plots in Vienna, and one of them is very famous. This particular wine or grapes for this Gemischter Satz comes from the Nussberg area. Oh, beautiful. This particular Gemischter Satz Sekt, called in Europe, is the only and the first and only.
The first and only Gemischte Satz sparkling wine. And it's made out of 4 varietals: Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, Chardonnay, and Traminer, in the method traditionnel, which means the second fermentation happens in the bottle.
Tiny bubbles, beautiful blonde, straw blonde color. Wow, this bubbly.
It's got a punch. I'm getting pear,
stone fruit, honeysuckle,
apricot,
a little bit mineral.
Yeah, it has quite an aromatic experience actually. It's not a shy
absolutely
wine.
Not like a beautiful big bouquet of flower aromas just greeting your nose. And I have to admit that's my very first Gemischter Satz Sekt. I had Gemischter Satz wine when we used to live in Europe, but Sekt is the first one. Cheers!
Cheers! Prost!
And Prost! Cheers to you! Wow!
It's got quite a sparkliness to it.
It's true, like an orchestra in your mouth.
I'm getting a little bit of golden apple on the tongue, actually.
And the mid palate. Mid palate golden, yes.
It's like a little bit of an orchard flavor. It's a bit buttery also. It's not a very shy sparkling wine at all.
No, it's a more medium bodied or toward almost a fuller body. I totally am experiencing the myriads of flavors. It's really a wonderful experience. I have to have another sip.
I know, I need to experience some more.
So when you are in Vienna and you're going to a little wine garden or
a Heurige. Yes, it means Heurige means this year's. It's like a little wine tavern. But it's kind of seasonal because they put the newest, latest wines out in there.
But I guess today they are making it like a whole year-around event. And the Heurige, when you go back in the older times, it's meant the winemaker or the Winzer put a fir branch above his entry door, which signaled for the thirsty traveler there is some new wine to have. So Corinna, how many points would you give for this Zahel Gemischter Satz Sekt?
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised actually. So out of 5 points, I'd give it a 4.7.
4.7. I will give a 4.8. I guess my palate is very enjoying this particular bubbly. It has a myriad of flavors and I am really excited about. I think that I am glad to see that in United States. It goes with a lot of different foods, so I would give a 4.8.
And who also would you give this to?
I would give
dedicated.
I would dedicate it to, what do you think, from Sex in the City? The most sexiest girl with a lot of different faces.
Samantha.
Absolutely. That would be a definite Samantha.
Yeah, I can see her sipping this.
Can you see that? Good. But let's try quickly with the cheese. I have a Gruyere and that should be very good with the bubbly and all the flavors. Please take one.
I'm getting more of the honey now.
I get a little bit of nuttiness, maybe with the cheese interaction. I think we need to move on to our other Gemischter Satz. This one is really surprised me. I'm excited about, and I hope you will enjoy it too.
And it's wonderful with or without food.
Definitely. So Richard and Alfred Zahel, you made something very unique. And remember, with a splash of wine, everything tastes better. Cheers!